I opened the blue box in my garage with the lights off. The way you open something that might change your life. Inside sat a phone, old heavy screen dark. It buzzed once like a held breath let go. I stood there listening to the quiet crackle of cooling metal from my truck. My heart counting seconds on the phone's lock screen. A single notification glowed. JPL. I didn't yet understand what kind of night I'd been handed. I only knew a stranger at church had chosen me. Not my daughter. Not her husband. Me. The hymn was still stuck in my head when I pressed play. Earlier that morning, the sanctuary smelled of lemon polish and stale coffee. My daughter's hand rested on my arm, warm and trusting. My son-in-law sang too loudly, eyes closed, chin lifted like a man auditioning for forgiveness. That's when the woman appeared in the aisle. Gray coat, blue scarf, no Bible, no smile. She didn't look at the altar, she looked at me. As the final chord faded, she slid into the pew behind us. Her fingers brushed my knuckles. The blue box appeared like a magic trick. "You'll need this tonight, sir," she whispered. I turned. She was already moving away, swallowed by standing bodies and polite applause. No one else noticed. That's the part that still chills me, how invisible truth can be when it wants to be. I tucked the box into my coat like contraband and smiled through the benediction. I raised my daughter alone. Her mother left early, quietly, the way storms do when they're done breaking things. I learned to braid hair, burn pancakes, and stay steady when the world tilts. I trusted carefully, loved deliberately. When she brought him home, he shook my hand too firmly, overcompensating. He called me sir too often, complimented my discipline. Men who flatter fathers usually want something. Still, I watched him make her laugh. I watched him carry groceries. I watched him kneel awkwardly, with a ring he couldn't afford. I told myself, love fills gaps. Money can't. That was my first mistake. The signs were small at first. A canceled dinner, a glance at his phone that lingered too long, cash withdrawals that didn't match receipts. I noticed the way he talked fast when I asked about work. The way he'd tense when my daughter mentioned finances, the way she'd defend him. Before I accused, I never raised my voice. I never accused without proof. I filed away the unease like a blade behind the ribs. By the time the unease started waking me at night, it had a name. Betrayal always announces itself quietly. The phone in the blue box unlocked without a code. A single folder waited till I acted as the first video loaded slowly. The buffering wheel spun, like a coin deciding which side to land on. Then his face filled the screen. My son-in-law shirtless laughing, not the nervous laugh he used with me. This was loose, confident, familiar. The woman behind the camera spoke his name, the way my daughter used to. Certain. The timestamp blinked in the corner last Tuesday, while my daughter worked a double shift while he told her he was closing late. I didn't flinch. I didn't swear. I didn't sit down. I watched all of it. There were more files, bank statements, audio recordings, messages. He wasn't just cheating. He was bleeding us, a shell company. Loans in my daughter's name. My signature forged on a guarantee I never signed. Our house, the one I paid off years ago, used as collateral. I felt something clean click into place. Pain burns, strategy cools. I listened to an audio clip of him laughing about me, about how old men never check their paperwork, about how church people are easy. I closed my eyes and pictured his chin lifted in song that morning. I smiled. I didn't confront him. That's what men do when they want relief. I wanted resolution. I made lists. I called favors. I requested copies quietly. I let him believe his performance was flawless. I invited them to dinner. Sunday night roast chicken, his favorite. I told my daughter we'd pray together afterward. He relaxed. Predators do when they think the cage is far away. The woman from church called at dusk. You understand now, she said. I do. He ruined my sister, she said. She didn't survive it. I let the silence speak for me. Do it clean, she said. I will. The line went dead. Dinner was pleasant. That was the hardest part. He joked. He poured wine. He kissed my daughter's temple like a promise. I watched his hands. They never stopped moving. Thieves fidget when they feel watched, even when they're not. After dessert, I stood. I have something to show you, I said. I connected the phone to the television. The room filled with his voice before his face appeared. My daughter's fork clattered. Her breath hitched. The color drained from her like water from a sink. He stood up too fast. This isn't. I raised a finger. The videos rolled. The statements followed. The signatures, the jokes. Each file landed like a gavel. He tried anger first, then denial, then tears. He reached for my daughter. She stepped back. That's when the knock came. 2 officers. A woman in a suit, a folder thick enough to end a life. I timed it. Down to the minute. The suit read charges. The officers listened without blinking. He sank into the chair like gravity had been waiting. When they cuffed him, he looked at me. How? He whispered. I leaned close enough for only him to hear. You never sang on key, I said. The house was quiet after they left. Quiet like snow after a plow. My daughter cried until the crying ran out. I held her like I used to, counting breaths, anchoring her back into herself. The woman from church never contacted me again. She didn't need to. Some people exist only to pass the match. In the days that followed, accounts were frozen. Papers were corrected. The house was safe. His name fell out of our lives like a tooth. I still go to church. I sit in the same pew. I sing the same hymns. I watch people bow their heads and hide their hands. I learned something important that night. Revenge doesn't have to be loud. Justice doesn't have to shout. Power doesn't need witnesses. Sometimes it comes in a blue box passed quietly in a holy place to the man who knows how to wait, and when it does, you don't hesitate. You press play.